going to be a tariff nation. It's not going to be a cost to you. It's going to be a cost to another country. I'm not raising your taxes. I'm raising China and all of these countries in Asia and all over the world.
Cool story, right? Should we check the receipts now? Because S&P Global just dropped a new report and oh dear, it seems like something got lost in translation. Big takeaways? Well, first of all, Trump's tariffs are going to cost $1.2 trillion in 2025. Trillion with a T. It's a lot of money, so who's going to pay it? Well, according to the report, about 1/3 will be borne by companies and the rest by consumers. To put it another way, about 2/3 of that burden is going to fall on us, you and me. Because we've got so much extra money laying around, am I right? Oh, and actually, the S&P says their estimate is conservative. The report literally states with real output declining, consumers are paying more for less. This 2/3 share represents a lower bound on their true burden. A translation, it's very likely it's going to be worse. And this data comes from 15,000 analysts tracking 9,000 companies. In other words, this is not a wild guess. This is happening. So just to recap, we were told that foreign companies would pay. The actual numbers are that we are paying double what companies are paying. And the White House is still out here claiming victory while your grocery bill gets higher. Make it make sense. Oh, that's right, you can't. Unless you're a billionaire. Because don't forget, unlike us, they got a tax cut this year.
There's a new narrative around the soybean farmers and how like all of the money that they were getting for their crops. Remember, they don't feed us. This is a commodity crop, meaning they grow it to sell it to another country. It is considered a commodity, not like food that goes to our tables. That helps their schools, their rural hospitals, their local businesses, all of those things. But like, so do we. Like just people who could have had their student loans forgiven after paying them diligently for 30 years, still paying off a student loan. I too would benefit the economy around me. I would have more money to spend. So you kind of lose me with that argument. And also, it is interesting to me then to think, did China prop up entire communities in rural America? These people who see China as their enemy, now they can't have their own crops sold to them. So that means that the John Deere place doesn't get their local, whatever, like their local businesses and all of that. It was all funded by China? Okay.
All right, so Donna the Hutt told us that if we voted for him, he was going to decrease all of our food prices, right? Everything was becoming more affordable, blah, blah, blah. So let's look back at December 12th, 2024, and see what I paid for some items. All right, we're gonna start off with ramen noodles, super basic, okay? I paid 30 cents a pack. I bought 4 of them, so it was $1.20, 30 cents a pack. Can't be that much more, right? And we're at 54 cents. Wow. Okay, so that is an 80% increase at the same exact store for the same exact item. For a ramen noodle, I'm going to be paying 80% more under Donald Trump. Next up, we have pork sausage, which Jimmy Dean, regular old pork sausage. Now, I did get this on sale, but that is what I bought it for. So $4.98 is what I paid. October 18th, 2024. Now I'm paying 24.9%. We'll call it 25% more for Jimmy Dean sausage. Thank you again, Trump. Okay, how about this Johnsonville sausage? $4.16 back on November 13th, 2024. And we're up 28.4% now. Same exact thing, 28%. Thank you again. My chocolate, $2.34. And we're up 26.9%. We'll call it 27% for this bar of chocolate. How about Campbell's chicken noodle soup, $1.98 back December 12th, 2024. $2.48. That is 25.3%. We'll call it 25% more for the same exact product. Thank you so much. Honestly, I could keep going. The list just goes on. But the reality is, you could make these videos all day long. You could show this direct proof to so many people, and they would just say, I still support him. I don't get it. I don't understand. You keep voting for these same people who are making our lives harder. I don't understand it.
This is why we have a drug problem in the United States. You guys, this soup was $12, which was understandable, right? About a week ago. You guys want to know how much this fucking soup costs now? $27. $27. Tell me why drugs is cheaper than food. People would rather go drink, get fucked up, and not eat. Bro, I thought Trump was supposed to like help us be healthy. What happened, RFK? What happened, bro? This is where we're at. I'm getting so sick and tired of it. And I'm very close to fucking leaving this country, just throwing my hands up, because I'd rather go be poor in another country and fucking be able to eat 3 times a day than to go through this bullshit. If you agree with me, say aye.
Life has gotten so expensive that it's not even worth trying to be frugal anymore. There's no point. You want a crashing out video about cost of living? Here's a crashing out video. So last month, our water bill was pretty high, $217 for the month. It was the highest I've ever had. I'm like, okay, let me look into this. Our usage was a little high. So I talked to my girlfriend. I say, let's try to conserve water. We did everything right. For the entire month, we turned off the sink while we were doing our dishes. We took short showers. I even used a timer during my showers. We consolidated loads of laundry. We did everything we could to save water. And you know what? We did a damn good job. We saved 500 gallons, which is awesome. You know, that is a great improvement. You want to guess how much my water bill was for this month? $215. We used 500 gallons less, and I saved $2 whole. Are you actually for real right now? But Zach, how could this be? The fees and the taxes went up so much in the course of 1 month. That's all we saved. So what's the point? Why am I being frugal about? It doesn't make any sense. Just 5 years ago, my water bill was $130 a month. Granted, it was just myself. Now we're 2 people. I get it. It's going to go up, but come on. There is no such thing as saving money here anymore. There is no such thing as getting ahead, putting together a retirement. None of that. It is impossible. I don't know about you, but I don't think this is sustainable. I don't think anybody can afford anything anymore. And it's getting scary. So, yeah.
I hope you guys are paying attention. That 100% on tariff imports with China could ultimately have effect on your hard-earned retirement savings. Don't sleep. So here's the thing, when tariffs go up, so does everything else. So the cost of cars, electronics, other goods and services and things of that nature. So what happens? Investors panic. And when investors panic, it causes the stock market to turn red. My question is when the market turns red, what type of protection does your money have? These smart individuals will lock in a portion of their assets. So even when the market drops, their money, their hard-earned retirement savings isn't affected by it. And the solution for you might just be a fixed index annuity, which means that when the market is down, your money is protected. Your principal is protected. You won't lose a single penny. But when that market shoots back up, guess what will happen? You will start receiving some of the gains of the stock market. The reality is this: we cannot control what's going on right now. There is so much uncertainty in the marketplace right now, but what we can control is how we properly prepare. The wealthy are not panicking, you guys. They're not panicking because they have a strategy in place.
Do a quick recap for you. One political party now owns our voting system. Our president said he got rid of freedom of speech. Texas just invaded Illinois. Let that one sink in. And people in other countries are now unable to send mail to America. Oh, and grocery prices are still continuing to go up.
Today, Donald Trump claimed that foreign countries are investing $20 trillion in America under his leadership. Watch.
It could be $20 trillion by the end of the first year, my first year.
Investment in America.
Investing in America, $20 trillion. No country's ever done anywhere even near that, like a fraction of that. Biden did less than $1 trillion in 4 years. I did 20 trillion. We're going to do over 17 trillion in 8 months.
So that number has gone up $3 trillion since the last time the White House announced that foreign countries are investing in America. The Associated Press reached out to the White House to see if they could get any kind of receipts to substantiate that $17 trillion, now $20 trillion amount. And of course, the White House doesn't supply anything. And when you look at the information that is available, for example, Qatar's announcement that it was going to invest $1.2 trillion in America, that number doesn't hold up because that is 5 times worth the economy in Qatar. These numbers aren't adding up, and it just seems like the U.S. economy is being run like a Ponzi scheme that's made up of press releases, because every time data is being asked, another trillion gets added to whatever fictitious number is out there.
Please join me as I try to escape capitalism by living in a 27-foot travel trailer on the edge of a national forest. The only one I could afford was a 1996 travel trailer, which of course is not built for the winter, but that's okay because we got garbage. Yes, sir, we got plenty of garbage, and we're going to build a shell for my slide right here, which is about 9 feet tall by about 3 feet by about, I think this was 6 or something. Anyway, I got 8-foot long poles in here that I can use and a fuck ton of pallets. So yeah, please give me some encouragement because this has been kind of a lot of work just getting the solar and the propane running. So yeah, follow me if you want to see more.